The orbital defense station Aegis 7 hung silently above Earth, its sensors constantly scanning the vast emptiness of space. Commander Sarah Chen stood at her post, reviewing the daily logs when every alarm in the station suddenly blazed to life. Multiple quantum signatures had appeared at the edge of the solar system, far larger than anything humanity had officially acknowledged they could detect. Report. Chen barked, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display showing 12 massive vessels materializing near Jupiter's orbit. Unknown configuration, Commander, Lieutenant Rodriguez answered, his fingers dancing across the neural interface. But they're big. Largest vessel is approximately 4 kilometers in length. Energy readings are off the charts. Chen maintained her composure, though her heart raced. For decades, humanity had prepared for this moment. While they presented a careful facade of being a relatively primitive spacefaring species to any watching eyes, the reality was far different. The quantum sensors detecting these ships weren't supposed to exist, according to official records. Send pattern Oscar 7 to command, she ordered. The coded message would alert Earth's hidden fleet without tipping their hand to the visitors, and prepare first contact protocols. The alien vessels approached with deliberate speed, their hull configurations unlike anything in humanity's database. Their surfaces rippled with what appeared to be living metal, and energy patterns suggested shields far more advanced than what Earth officially possessed. Within hours, the alien fleet had positioned itself in high Earth orbit. Chen watched as her station's advanced sensors penetrated their hulls, gathering vital tactical data that the aliens didn't realize they were leaking. The largest vessel, presumably their flagship, opened a communication channel. The being that appeared on the main display had 6 eyes arranged in a hexagonal pattern and skin that seemed to shift colors like oil on water. When it spoke, its words were translated by systems humanity had spent years developing in secret. "I am Supreme Commander Vexthor of the Vorn Empire," the alien announced. "Your species has been observed and found worthy of absorption into our dominion. Rejoice, for you shall serve a greater purpose." Chen kept her expression neutral, though she noted how the alien's secondary eyes pulsed with what their xenopsychologists had identified as contempt. "I am Commander Chen of Earth's Orbital Defense Force. We welcome peaceful contact with other species, but I should inform you that Earth is a sovereign world." The alien skin rippled with dark patterns. "Perhaps I was unclear. This is not a negotiation. Your species' technology level has been assessed. You possess no faster-than-light capability. Your weapons are primitive, and your defenses are negligible. You will submit, or we will demonstrate why the Vorn Empire rules 1,000 worlds." Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Supreme Commander, I strongly suggest you reconsider this approach. Earth wishes to establish peaceful relations, but we will defend ourselves if necessary." "With what?" Vexthor's translator conveyed amusement. "Your chemical rockets. Your pitiful kinetic weapons. We have observed your military capabilities extensively. You cannot hide your technological level from us." "That's what you think," Chen thought. Out loud, she said, "You have 1 hour to withdraw your forces from Earth space. After that, we will consider your presence an act of war." The alien commander actually laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Your bravado is amusing, but futile. Perhaps a demonstration is in order." One of the smaller vessels moved forward, its weapon systems powering up. "That orbital platform you're standing on. Consider its destruction your first lesson in humility." Chen pressed her palm against the neural interface pad on her command console. Deep within the station, systems that weren't supposed to exist hummed to life. "Supreme Commander, this is your final warning. Withdraw now." The alien vessel fired, a beam of concentrated plasma streaking toward the station. At the last moment, the station's quantum shield snapped into place, absorbing the blast completely. Chen could see the commander's 6 eyes widen in shock. How Vexthor began, but Chen was already moving. "Command, execute Protocol Prometheus." She transmitted on a quantum-encrypted channel. Across the solar system, Hidden installations began powering up. Beneath the surface of Mars, missile silos opened. Within the asteroid belt, concealed weapon platforms activated. And from behind the Moon, humanity's greatest secret emerged. The HMS Thunderchild dropped its quantum camouflage, its 2-kilometer length of dark matter-infused hull seeming to drink in the light. Along its surface, weapon ports opened, revealing systems that humanity had spent a century developing in secret. "Impossible," Vexthor whispered. "Our surveys showed no signs of this level of technology." "That was the point," Chen replied. "Humanity learned long ago to hide its strengths. You saw what we wanted you to see. Would you like to reconsider your position on negotiations?" The alien commander's skin had turned a pale shade. "You deceived us. We prepared. There's a difference." Chen's console showed more human ships decloaking throughout the system. "The Vorn Empire isn't the first species to mistake our public face for weakness. I suggest you check your historical records for references to humanity's ability to wage war. You might find some interesting gaps in your knowledge." The Thunderchild's weapon systems locked onto the Vorn flagship. Its dark matter cannons, technology that the aliens had considered theoretically impossible, powered up. Throughout the system, more human ships revealed themselves, each carrying weapons that shouldn't have existed. "You have 30 seconds to begin withdrawing your forces," Chen announced. "After that, we'll demonstrate exactly why humanity chose to hide its true capabilities. The choice is yours, Supreme Commander." The Vorn fleet held position for 28 seconds before their engines flared to life. As they retreated, Chen sent another coded transmission to command. The real work would begin now. The galaxy would soon learn that humanity's peaceful facade had been carefully cultivated, and that their hidden strength was far greater than anyone had imagined. As she watched the alien ships flee, Chen reflected on the ancient human saying that had shaped their preparation for first contact: "Speak softly and carry a big stick." Humanity had chosen to speak very softly indeed, but their stick was far larger than anyone could have guessed. The next few days would reshape the galaxy's understanding of humanity, and somewhere in the vast reaches of space, other species would soon learn that underestimating Earth was a very dangerous mistake. Admiral Marcus Reed stood on the bridge of the HMS Thunderchild, watching tactical displays as reports flooded in from across the sector. The Vorn Empire, stinging from their humiliation at Earth, had returned with a vengeance. 300 warships had emerged from hyperspace at the edge of human space. "They still don't understand what they're dealing with," Reed mused, his weathered face illuminated by holographic displays. Status of the Aegis Defense Grid. Captain Diana Wells, his second-in-command, consulted her neural interface. "All quantum satellites are in position, sir. The Vorn fleet hasn't detected them. They still think we rely on conventional radar and LiDAR systems." The massive Vorn armada approached with arrogant confidence. Their ships formed into attack patterns that had conquered countless less advanced civilizations. Behind Reed, the bridge crew worked with quiet efficiency, their neural implants connecting them directly to the ship's quantum systems. "Message from the Vorn flagship," Communications Officer Patel announced. "They're demanding our immediate surrender and threatening to reduce Earth to atomic ash." Reed smiled slightly. "Send them our standard response." On the main display, the Vorn commander appeared, his 6 eyes blazing with fury. "Your tricks won't save you this time, humans. You hid a few advanced ships from us, yes. But the Vorn Empire has ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years. Your pitiful fleet cannot stand against our might." "Actually," Reed replied calmly, "those ships you saw last time, they were just our diplomatic escorts. Would you like to see our actual military vessels?" At his mental command, transmitted through his neural link, quantum fields rippled across the solar system. The Vorn fleet's sensors suddenly detected something massive emerging from hyperspace behind them. The HMS Harbinger, humanity's true flagship, dropped its stealth fields. The vessel was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Its hull, composed of dark matter-infused metamaterials, seemed to bend reality around it. At 5 kilometers in length, it dwarfed even the largest Vorn dreadnought. But its size wasn't what made the alien commander's skin pale to a sickly hue. "Impossible," the Vorn leader whispered. "Our sensors indicate." "No, that cannot be correct." "Oh, the readings are accurate," Reed assured him. "The Harbinger doesn't just use dark matter for shields or weapons. The entire ship exists partially in another dimension. Your weapons literally cannot touch it unless we allow them to interact with our universe." Around the Harbinger, space itself seemed to twist. More ships emerged, each one demonstrating technology that the Vorn had thought centuries beyond any race's capability. Quantum drives that ignored the normal laws of physics, weapons that could rewrite the fabric of spacetime. "The real question," Reed continued, "is whether you'd like to discover exactly what these ships can do, or if you'd prefer to discuss terms for a permanent peace treaty." The Vorn commander's secondary eyes pulsed rapidly. "This is some kind of deception. No species could hide this level of technology. Our surveys." "Your surveys showed exactly what we wanted them to show," Reed interrupted. "Humanity learned long ago that appearing weak while being strong was far more advantageous than displaying power openly. We've spent centuries preparing for this moment, developing technologies in secret while presenting a carefully crafted image to the galaxy." As if to emphasize his point, the Harbinger's main weapon system powered up. Along its length, reality itself seemed to fracture as the quantum cascade cannon prepared to fire. The weapon could literally erase matter from existence by shifting it permanently into another dimension. 300 ships, Reed noted. "Impressive. Would you like to see what one human vessel can do to your entire fleet? Or would you prefer to open diplomatic channels?" The Vorn commander's skin had shifted to a deep blue, a sign of fear that human synapsychologists had documented in their secret studies. You planned this. All of it. The primitive rockets, the basic ships, the limited technology. It was all a deception." "We call it strategic misdirection," Reed replied. "Humanity hasn't survived and thrived by showing our hand too early. Now about those diplomatic channels." Before the Vorn commander could respond, sensors detected more ships entering the system. But these weren't reinforcements for the alien fleet. Various species, drawn by reports of humanity's revealed strength, had arrived to witness the confrontation. "Ah, perfect timing," Reed said. "I believe we're about to reshape the galaxy's understanding of power dynamics. The question is, Supreme Commander, do you want to be remembered as the leader who started a feudal war, or the one who helped establish a new era of peaceful cooperation with Earth?" The Vorn fleet held position, their commanders surely arguing about their options. Around them, humanity's true military capability continued to deploy. Ships that could manipulate gravity itself, weapons that could target specific quantum states of matter, defenses that made conventional attacks meaningless. Finally, the Vorn commander spoke. Perhaps we have been hasty in our approach. The Vorn Empire would be willing to discuss terms for peaceful coexistence." Reed nodded, satisfaction hidden behind his professional demeanor. This was why humanity had waited, had hidden, had prepared. Not for conquest or dominion, but to ensure that when they finally revealed themselves to the galaxy, no species would dare to threaten Earth's independence. As diplomatic channels opened, and the watching alien species processed what they had witnessed, Reed sent a message to Earth Command. Phase 2 complete. Operation Hidden Guardian proceeding as planned. The galaxy would never be the same, and humanity was ready to help shape its new future. The war room deep beneath Geneva hummed with activity as Fleet Admiral Helena Santos studied the galactic map. In the week since humanity's revelation of their true capabilities, the political landscape of known space had transformed dramatically. The Vorn Empire's attempted show of force had backfired spectacularly, and now other species were scrambling to understand their place in this new reality. "Status report on the Centauri sector," she commanded, her dark eyes fixed on a cluster of red indicators. "General Jao, head of strategic operations, brought up a detailed hologram. Vorn loyalists have fortified 6 systems, Admiral. They're refusing to accept the Central Empire's call for diplomatic relations. Our intel suggests they're preparing for a last stand. Helena nodded slowly. This was expected. After centuries of dominance, some elements of the Vorn Empire wouldn't accept change gracefully. And the other powers? The Arcturian Confederation has formally requested an alliance, Zhao reported. The Rigelian Assembly is still neutral but leaning our way. Most interesting is this. He highlighted a sector near the Galactic core. The collective has emerged from isolation to propose a technology exchange. The collective, a mysterious species that had evolved beyond biological forms centuries ago, had never shown interest in other races before. Their attention now confirmed that humanity's hidden achievements had exceeded even their own expectations. Launch Operation Stormbreak, Helena ordered. It's time to show the galaxy that we're not just technologically advanced, we're strategically innovative as well. Across human space, quantum communications carried her orders to the fleet. The HMS Harbinger and its battle group shifted into higher dimensional space, preparing to demonstrate capabilities that would make their previous revelations seem modest by comparison. In the Centauri sector, Vorn loyalist commanders watched their sensor arrays with growing confidence. They had analyzed the human ship's performance and believed they had found weaknesses to exploit. Their fortified positions, they thought, could withstand even the impressive technology humanity had revealed. They were wrong. The first sign that something was different came when their quantum communications went dark. Not jammed, simply ceased to exist, as if the underlying physics that made them possible had been locally rewritten. Next, their artificial gravity failed, but not in the way they expected. Instead of disappearing, it began shifting randomly, turning their massive fortresses into chaotic zones where up changed from moment to moment. Multiple quantum signatures detected, a Vorn sensor operator reported, panic evident in their voice. They're everywhere and nowhere. The sensors say they're occupying the same space as our ships, but that's impossible. The HMS Harbinger phased into normal space, literally emerging from inside the largest Vorn fortress. Its hull had temporarily existed in a different dimensional phase, allowing it to bypass all physical defenses. Around the sector, other human ships performed similar maneuvers that defied conventional physics. Admiral James Chen stood on the Harbinger's bridge, watching as the Vorn commanders realized the full extent of their miscalculation. Open a channel to all Vorn forces in the sector. When the connection established, he spoke calmly. This is Admiral Chen of the Earth Fleet. What you've witnessed is called quantum phase infiltration. Your fortresses, your shields, even the space between your atoms, they're all just different states of matter and energy to us. We can move through them, around them, or simply change how they interact with reality. The Vorn ships attempted to fire their weapons. The energy beams passed harmlessly through the human vessels, which existed partially in another dimension. Some tried to flee, their engines pushing to maximum power. They discovered that space itself seemed to curve around them, bringing them back to their starting position. We didn't reveal these capabilities initially, Chen continued, because we wanted to give your leaders a chance to choose peace without feeling utterly helpless. That option remains open to you as well. A junior officer approached Chen. Sir, we're detecting quantum signature fluctuations from the collective's observation posts. They're impressed. Chen allowed himself a small smile. The true purpose of Operation Stormbreak wasn't just to neutralize the Vorn loyalists. It was to demonstrate to all watching species that humanity's technological edge was far greater than anyone had imagined. The ability to locally alter physical laws wasn't just an advantage in combat. It was a demonstration that humans understood the universe in ways other species hadn't even theorized. The Vorn loyalists' resistance crumbled over the next hour. Not a single shot was fired. Not a single life was lost. Humanity had achieved total victory through sheer technological superiority and the strategic application of capabilities that seemed like magic to their opponents. As the last Vorn fortress signaled its surrender, Helena Santos received reports from across the galaxy. The Arcturian Confederation was already drafting technology exchange proposals. The Rigellian Assembly had abandoned its neutrality and requested immediate diplomatic ties. Most significantly, the collective had sent a direct message. We have watched species rise and fall for millennia. None have surprised us, until now. Humanity's path of hidden advancement was unprecedented. We request dialogue. Helena sent acknowledgments to all parties, but her mind was already moving to the next phase. Humanity had revealed their strength, yes, but they had barely scratched the surface of their true capabilities. The quantum phase technology, impressive as it was merely one branch of their hidden research. Prepare for Phase 4, she instructed her staff. It's time to show the galaxy that power isn't just about technology. It's about how you choose to use it. In the depths of space, human ships continued their patrols, their dark matter hulls absorbing light, their quantum drives bending reality. But now they moved openly, a visible reminder that humanity had forever changed the balance of power in the galaxy. The age of hiding was over. The age of humanity's emergence had begun. Dr. Maya Patel stood in the observation dome of Europa Station, watching as representatives from 27 alien species arrived for the first Galactic Concordat Summit. Each vessel that entered orbit displayed unique configurations of technology, from the crystalline ships of the Arcturians to the living biotech vessels of the Rigellian Assembly. Quite a gathering, remarked Ambassador Thomas Wright, joining her at the window. 3 months ago, most of them thought we were barely capable of reaching Mars. Maya nodded, her attention drawn to the massive dark shape of the HMS Harbinger, maintaining its silent watch over the proceedings. And now, they're all here to either ally with us or ensure we don't become a threat to them. The summit chamber itself was a marvel of human engineering, its quantum-stabilized walls allowing species from radically different environmental requirements to coexist comfortably. As the delegates took their places, Maya noted how they clustered into distinct factions. The Vorn Empire's representatives, once the dominant force in the galaxy, now sat quietly at their assigned station, their previously bright scales dulled with the weight of their reduced status. The Arcturian Confederation and Rigellian Assembly, quick to align with Earth after the demonstration of human power, occupied prominent positions near the human delegation. Most intriguing was the single representative of the collective, their synthetic form somehow managing to convey both curiosity and caution. They had requested to sit directly opposite the human delegation, their multifaceted sensors clearly studying every move. High Admiral Helena Santos opened the proceedings, her hologram appearing in the center of the chamber. Welcome to Earth space. We are gathered here to discuss the future of galactic cooperation and establish new protocols for interspecies relations. A Vorn diplomat raised their primary appendage. The humans speak of cooperation after revealing they have deceived the entire galaxy for centuries. How can any species trust them? We prefer the term strategic discretion, Helena replied calmly. Would you have preferred we announced our capabilities immediately and triggered an arms race, or perhaps sparked preventive wars from species feeling threatened? The collective's representative spoke, their synthesized voice carrying unusual harmonics. The humans' approach was logical. They achieved technological superiority while avoiding the typical patterns of conflict that such advances usually trigger. We find this fascinating. Maya watched as the political dynamics shifted visibly. The collective's endorsement carried enormous weight. They were known for their aloofness and rarely offered opinions on other species' actions. But then alarms blared throughout the station. Maya's neural interface flooded with emergency data as quantum sensors detected multiple unauthorized dimensional shifts. Several ships had appeared inside the system's defense perimeter. Ships using copied versions of human phase technology. Impossible, Thomas whispered. Our quantum tech can't be replicated without. Without inside help, Maya finished, her mind racing. On her neural display, she watched as the intruding vessels launched attacks against the diplomatic ships. Their weapons were crude copies of human technology, but still devastating against unprepared targets. The HMS Harbinger moved with impossible speed, its dark matter hull shifting to intercept the attacks. But Maya was already accessing classified files through her quantum-encrypted link to Earth Command. She had helped design the protection protocols for human technology. If someone had leaked it, she could track the signature. Admiral, she transmitted directly to Elena's neural interface the quantum signatures of those ships. They're using algorithms from Project Stormbreak, but they're flawed, unstable. Elena's response was immediate. Source: running quantum backtrace now, Maya replied, her augmented mind processing the data streams. The leak came from, oh no. The Arcturian ships suddenly turned their weapons on the station. Their ambassador's voice echoed through the chamber. Humanity's power cannot be allowed to stand unchecked. With the provided technology, we will ensure a balanced galaxy, one where no single species holds such overwhelming advantage. But they had miscalculated, badly. Elena's hologram smiled, a cold, knowing expression. Did you really think the technology we revealed was our actual cutting-edge capability? Computer, execute Protocol Omega. Throughout the system, quantum fields shifted. The copy technology in the attacking ships simply stopped working as fundamental laws of physics were locally rewritten. The crude replications of human quantum tech collapsed in on themselves, leaving the attackers drifting powerless in space. The Collective's representative turned their sensors toward Maya. You anticipated this betrayal. We anticipated everything. Maya confirmed. The technology we revealed was carefully chosen, advanced enough to demonstrate our capabilities, but designed to fail catastrophically if copied improperly. A test, you might say. Elena addressed the chamber again. The Arcturian Confederation has demonstrated exactly why we kept our capabilities hidden. But now they've also demonstrated why we chose this moment to reveal ourselves. True power isn't about superior weapons or advanced technology. It's about the wisdom to know how to use them. The Harbinger's dark matter cannons powered up, not firing but serving as a reminder of humanity's true capabilities. Around the system, more human ships emerged from quantum space, each demonstrating technology far beyond even what they had previously revealed. Now then, Elena continued, shall we resume our discussion about the future of galactic cooperation? I believe some of our delegates have just gained a new perspective on the benefits of peaceful coexistence. Maya watched as the political landscape shifted once again. The failed betrayal had only served to strengthen humanity's position, and in the eyes of the Collective's representative, she saw something she never expected to see from their mysterious species: respect. The galaxy was learning that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology. It was their capacity to think countless steps ahead, to plan for every contingency, and to turn even betrayal into advantage. The true age of human influence was just beginning. The observation deck of the newly constructed Terra Concordat station provided a breathtaking view of Earth below. 1 year had passed since the failed Arcturian betrayal, and the galaxy had changed in ways few could have imagined. Director Samira Hassan stood watching the steady stream of alien vessels moving through the quantum gates that now connected Earth to every major civilization in known space. Quite different from when we were pretending to barely manage chemical rockets, isn't it? Dr. Maya Patil joined her at the window, her neural interface subtly glowing as she processed data streams from across human space. The Collective's delegation has arrived, Samira noted, observing a ship that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. They finally agreed to share their quantum consciousness research. Below them, Earth gleamed like a jewel, but it was no longer humanity's only home. With their true capabilities revealed, humans had begun establishing settlements across the galaxy, each one a testament to their technological prowess and innovative spirit. Admiral Chen's hologram materialized beside them. The Vorn Empire's reformation is proceeding as planned. Their new democratic council is implementing the changes we suggested. More importantly, the Arcturian separatists who opposed their government's peace treaty have requested asylum. And what of the disappeared? Maya asked quietly. Samira brought up a secure holographic display. The species that vanished from the galactic stage over the past millennium. We've confirmed our suspicions. The Vorn Empire's expansion wasn't entirely through diplomatic means. The display showed evidence of entire civilizations hidden away in pocket dimensions, preserved in stasis by the Vorn's crude attempts to replicate technology they'd barely understood. Humanity had discovered them during their covert explorations, but had waited for the right moment to act. Operation Renaissance begins tomorrow, Samira announced. The HMS Harbinger will lead the rescue fleet. We'll restore these civilizations to normal space, provide them with the resources to rebuild, and welcome them into the new galactic community. The collective's representative, a being of pure energy and information now, joined their conversation. Your species continues to surprise us. When we first detected your quantum experiments centuries ago, we expected you to follow the typical pattern of emerging civilizations: expansion, conflict, eventual stagnation. Instead, we chose a different path. Maya finished. We advanced in secret, not to conquer or dominate, but to ensure that when we finally joined the galactic community, we could help shape it into something better. Across the station, representatives from dozens of species gathered for the signing of the Galactic Concordat. The document wasn't just a peace treaty or trade agreement. It was a framework for a new kind of interstellar civilization, one based on cooperation, mutual advancement, and shared prosperity. The Harbinger's dark silhouette passed overhead, no longer a symbol of military might, but of protection and progress. Its quantum drives now powered humanitarian missions, its dimensional technology used to solve environmental crises on dying worlds. The age of isolation and conflict is ending, Samira addressed the gathered delegates. Humanity revealed its strength not to rule, but to serve as guardians of a new era. Our advanced technology isn't a weapon to hold over others, but a tool to lift all species toward a brighter future. The collective's representative pulsed with approval. You humans have taught us something we had forgotten in our millions of years of existence. True power lies not in the ability to destroy or dominate, but in the wisdom to know when not to use that power. As the delegates signed the historic document, Maya's quantum sensors detected something remarkable. The background radiation of space itself seemed to shift, as if the universe was adjusting to accommodate this new path of development. We've received the first transmissions from the Quantum Archaeology Project, Admiral Chen reported. The preserved knowledge of those lost civilizations, it's beyond anything we imagined. Combined with our technology and the collective's consciousness research, we're on the verge of understanding the fundamental nature of reality itself. Samira smiled as she watched ships from former enemy species conducting joint scientific missions, and we'll explore those mysteries together as equals. That was always the goal, not to rule the galaxy, but to help it become something greater than the sum of its parts. The station's quantum core hummed with energy as it processed data from across the galaxy. Humanity had emerged from hiding to become not conquerors, but catalysts for change. Their technology had proved to be not the end goal, but merely the first step toward a transformation that would reshape the very nature of civilization. As the Earth turned below them, its nights now bright with the lights of a truly advanced civilization, Samira reflected on humanity's journey. They had hidden their light not out of fear, but out of wisdom. And now that light would help illuminate the way forward for all species. The galaxy had trembled when humanity's true nature was revealed, but not in fear. It had trembled in anticipation of what they would all achieve together. A new dawn had truly begun.